Please welcome Colby.
My name is ColbyJ, and for my explorations, I did a bunch of straight lines, which makes up this great thing called perspective. So the reason I chose to do perspective for my explorations is these aren't my pieces of art in particular, but whenever I try to do like a setting or an object in a three-dimensional space, it turned out really wonky, and I didn't know the rules of perspective or like how to draw it properly, so I really wanted to develop my skills in perspective. Just a brief history. In the 14th century, artists didn't use perspective, so although this is better than like anything I could ever draw, it's kind of dull and flat. But then by the late 15th century and into the Renaissance, artists were able to like master perspective and create masterpieces like that image onto it. As seen in my infographic, I chose three main aspects of perspective, one being the horizon line, which is basically just the eye level of the viewer. There's also the vanishing point, which is basically like where your eyes go to when looking at a perspective drawing, and that's where it really gives the image depth. And then orthogonal lines are the actual lines that lead into the vanishing point. So my process is I just did a quick sketch of a building in Photoshop. It looks really rough. It's just all the lines getting the two-point perspective like right at the right angles. I blacklined it just to see like if I liked the direction I was going in. I added color to the building, but I also wanted to make an animated background, so I made an environment, and then finally I made a GIF of the swing like kind of by itself, like looping up and then the clouds moving in the back. So some quick takeaways. Photoshop's kind of a pain in the butt to use for perspective because you can't use a ruler, so you just hold like shift a lot to get a straight line, and it's kind of a pain to like figuring out like where each line goes. So I had a lot of layers just mapping out where each line would go. And personally, I like using pencil and ruler better, so I will leave you with imagine what you could do with a pencil and a ruler.
Questions, comments?
Have you tried using Illustrator instead of Photoshop?
I actually did my infographic on Illustrator, and that was also kind of a pain for me just because like, I don't like how it like corrects the color, and like I can't. Sometimes you'll erase something and it'll like fill it back in, and I'm like, why? Yeah.
You might find you like when you're perspective drawing in Illustrator a lot more than you do Photoshop.
Okay.
A lot.
Did you have any basis for the building that you drew? Like anything that you worked off of, or did you just make the design of the building?
I've been researching like I've looked at a lot of perspective drawings, and there's like kind of similar looking buildings. I did a sketch on a piece of paper with pencil first to see if I liked how it kind of came out, and then I started doing the Photoshop process.
Thank you very much.